It's time for the RMAC Radio Show, featuring all the latest information from around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II. Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show. This week we're coming to you from San Francisco, California for the first segment, the site of the RMAC/NCAA Super Region 4 Championships, and possibly a little bit of an upset in the predictions. So we're joined here by Coach Marc Bauer of Nebraska Kearney. Coach, first off, congratulations on the win. Would you say it was an upset?
Well, obviously coming into the finals this evening, we didn't know we were going to be in first place. We did not have very good rounds early on. We won a duel against Western State this year. However, we lost a duel against Grand Canyon. And so, coming in, very confident in our seeds prior to the tournament, but, several of those individuals did not end up where they were seeded. And so really it was kind of an effort that we felt like, yes, we were coming from behind, so to speak. But again, coming into the finals, I had no idea we were going to be in first place prior to that because of this morning's our performance.
A couple of differences, I guess, this year. But first off, let's talk about your team and the race that we had for this championship. 3 teams, yourself, Grand Canyon, Western State. San Fran really wasn't that far out of it in the team standings either. Yeah. Have you ever seen a race like that with 3 teams right down to the wire? No,
definitely not. I tell you what, it was a battle down to the wire. It really was. When I saw how close those scores were, I think immediately the first question in the crowd was, how many points do you get for a win? How many points do you get for, extra points for major, tech, or fall? And so, really, I think everybody had their scorecard out trying to figure out, where does everybody stand in this as the finals went on? Because, prior to the finals, Western State, Grand Canyon and us, we all had 5 in the finals. I know San Francisco had, I believe, 2 in the finals. And so, it just kind of depends on, who was going to match up. Fortunate for us, Western State and Grand Canyon matched up more with each other in the finals, and they kind of canceled each other out a little bit. So we were very fortunate in that stance. But at the same token, we were very fortunate. We got a forfeit at 41, which is almost like a pin. That gave us bonus points. We got a pin at 49. Joey Wilson from Half Moon Bay, picked up a win for us at 165, and then we didn't get any other wins after that, so we were pretty much done. But we were very fortunate to end up where we were.
You mentioned Joey Wilson, a hometown kid, if you will,
yes,
from Half Moon Bay.
Yep.
And he winds up, Cal Davis dropped the wrestling program?
Yes, that is correct.
And you were able to snatch him up?
Yeah, we recruited Joey out of high school. I had a former teammate from UNO, Brahman Creighton, who lives out here, kind of got me connected with him coming out of high school. UC Davis was a good fit for him at the time. Mark Munoz was there helping coaching, and he was only an hour from home. It was a good fit for him, but when we heard that their program dropped immediately, we got back in touch with Brahman, who got in touch with him, and so we kind of worked through the grapevine to get him here. I think the toughest thing for us, the sell, was Nebraska. I mean, from California to Nebraska, that's a big change. This is beautiful out here, and we've enjoyed the weather so much since we've been here, even though we got a lot of scares that it was going to be raining the whole time. So
yeah, we laughed at that.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you what, Joey's been a real leader in our program. Anytime a kid transfers from another school and goes into a new situation, new program, there's an adjustment period. I think TJ went through it last year. He transferred to us, and we already had leaders on the team, and so really it's tough to step in and kind of start making your mark. You don't know if you want to push too hard and be that leader because you don't want to turn guys off, but at the same token, we need that leadership. TJ picked up that slack this year. We graduated 6 individuals last year, and we thought, man, we're going to have a lot of holes in our lineup. But guys like, bringing in Joey Wilson, Dalton Jensen, and obviously with TJ Hepburn and his leadership, we're really picking things up, has really helped.
We just talked to TJ for the TV show, and a big win for him. He gets Wrestler of the Year. And I'm sure last year, he had to have been thinking a whole year about what happened in Alamosa last year, where at the very last second, I think it was DeSantis from Pueblo was able to get him.
That was really disappointing for him. We felt like we dominated the whole match, and we just couldn't get the takedowns. I think we took him down 3 times out of bounds. And, even with the new rules, with, just having something in bounds, you'd think, gosh, we'd get one of those things, and we just didn't. It wasn't his match, obviously. And but on the flip side, he turned around, went to the national tournament, finished 3rd in the nation, and I don't think that young man that beat him in the finals here even plays. So disappointing, but it's something that's been eating at him, and he's been training hard and looking forward to the opportunity to get back here and prove himself.
So not a whole lot of time to sit around and pat yourself on the back because
No.
you got to get ready to host nationals in 2 weeks.
Well, I tell you what, in between this and nationals, we actually host a kids wrestling tournament next weekend. So I as soon as we were done with this tournament, I told my assistant coach, I go, it's not nationals next, it's the Mat Jam next. And so we have to go home and run a kids tournament. But yeah, we've got a tremendous administration that's really helped us put things together. And, we've done it before, been there, done that, so to speak. We've got a few things we got to get cleaned up and finished before we get there, but we're looking forward to it, and we're hoping the weather is as nice in Kearney next or a couple weekends that it is here.
And your indoor track team won.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Year.
That's what I heard. I heard it came down to the last 4x4 relay or something, and that's exciting. It really is.
So good times at Nebraska Kearney, and when we come back, we're going to talk about basketball. The RMAC Shootout is this weekend. You're watching and listening to the RMAC Radio Show.